Hi, this is Creating Angela, and welcome to my channel. This is Time Healing. Thanks for joining me today. Just wanted to, hop on and share a message. Today is September 13th, 2022, and last year, September 13th, 2021, I went on spectacular field trip, Colorado Springs, and explored Nikola Tesla. And it was quite fascinating, quite fascinating. I've been channeling him for a while now. And he came in, I think, March or May of 2020. And a few months prior to September 13th last year, I'm an automatic writer. I like to call it channel writing. And so all this information came through. And he chose the date, September 13th, go to Colorado Springs. This is where you're going to go. This is what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, writing, right? Unbeknownst to me, I'm like, oh, okay. So really, am I going to go on this field trip? I want to go to Colorado Springs? What? But here's the kicker. When we think too much about it, what happens, right? About anything, right? Our ego steps in. We think it's nuts. We don't want to listen. We just brush it off like it's nothing, right? But when we hear something, when we receive messages, when we receive divine information, what is that, right? So I'm just going to deep dive in because this is, something very prevalent for many of you out there to hear and to listen to, because it's very true. And maybe you're a channeler, maybe you are a receiver. I like to think of myself as just at the end of the day, I'm an open receiver. I love to help people transform and hold space for their healing and transformation. And at the end of the day, I just want to be happy. I just want to continue to be happy, right? Those are my three big things. But if you're a receiver, if you're a channeler, if you're a writer, if you're a painter, whatever your amazement is, when we receive something, do we act upon it, right? Do we react or do we just take action? And I think when we react, what is that? We're thinking, we're in our thinking mind. We're not in our heart. We're not in our solar plex ground, just grounding it in as our truth, right? When we get stuck in our mind, we get in the loop, right? Boop, 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 boop. And we keep thinking. And then we back ourselves out of what we received perhaps 5 minutes prior, right? We think, oh, it's nothing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's perhaps not do that, right? Why not? Right? On the other flip side, why not just go for it? Stop reacting and just move into reaction, right? Instead of retracting and stopping ourselves, why not just dive in? Just go for it, right? Because you never know what's going to be on the other side, right? So back to my story. September 13th, I asked a friend to come with me. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go balls out, and this is what I received. And do you want to go on this field trip with me? She said, absolutely, yes, I'll drive. Okay. And off we went to Colorado Springs. Now, the whole day, it was all in segments of 15-minute increments of time, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. There was a very designated area that I would sit in and observe. And being the neutral observer that I am as a receiver, that's what I did. But also, the person that was with me, I didn't tell any information to. And she was picking up on the sounds and the timing. And we were so in alignment and so in sync, unbeknownst to me, unbeknownst to her, that it was just this fluid dance through our field trip. It was this experience that the energy of Nikola Tesla wanted us to experience. And it was so engineered so precisely to the second of our timing. So much so that we were to start at 8 o'clock. We were to be in the car at 8 o'clock, and we were supposed to start at a specific time. When we got there, everything was spot on, to the second. And this was done obviously after the whole review of the day, and us taking notes and recording and doing all of the things, right? But it was already laid out. It was already laid out months prior to us saying yes. So it was just this miraculous synergy that was created, you know, beforehand, before September 13th. So what is that? You know, if I wasn't listening, right? If I was reacting and not taking the action to actually do it, I would have never experienced what I experienced, what we all experienced. We would have missed out on the most amazing opportunity ever, right? So what is that? How can we trust ourselves that much? How can we listen more to our messages that we receive? We're receiving them for a very, very specific reason, right? So on our field trip, there was just so many ahas. There were so many amazing synchronicities. It was even to the church bells ringing and deciphering, you know, how many seconds they were off, how many chimes they were off. We were so in tune with the sounds, the feeling, what was happening. We were so present every second of every moment in that entire day, that when we got back in to the car to drive home, we looked at the time and it was exactly the time that it was to be, right? That we were to end our day. It was exactly the same time that came in months prior, right? So with that, you know, that experience, how in your life have you experienced things so miraculous that you just can't even explain it, you know? And what were you doing when you were in the moments of that experience, right? You're in the flow. You're not thinking. There are no thoughts, right? You're in that amazement. You're in that flow. You are being driven by something. Perhaps it's your curiosity. Perhaps you're just open to divine wisdom. Whatever it is, divine source, whatever you want to call it. Perhaps you're just so connected to nature that that's the way it is, right? So, how can we take that experience? And I hope you're thinking of your own experience right here, right now, and recalling your beautiful experience or experiences that you've witnessed and experienced firsthand for yourself within your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. And Where were you thinking anything? I mean, were you, in the loop of your thoughts? Probably not, right? So how can we take that experience and be the witness to it on an everyday basis? How can we bring in that amazement each and every day? To be mindful, to be present, to be listening, to be so connected, right? And I think it's practice, it is practice. I practice every day. Sometimes I'm off, sometimes I'm spot on, right? But how can we better ourselves? How can we better evolve ourselves more and more each and every day to be in our present body, in our present mind, in our present heart, feeling our emotions, feeling our body, our sensations, our listening, our senses, all of those things. And are we really listening? Are we listening to the messages that we receive? Are we listening when something tells you, oh, turn left, not right? You know, maybe you're going to miss an accident or whatever it is, right? Are we listening to ourselves? Are we listening when divine wisdom comes in and you have no idea what it means, but then you're sharing it with someone else and they totally get it, you know? Perhaps you're walking by someone and you just feel so in the moment that you just smile so big to that person, and that person is just in tears because in that precise moment, that is what they truly wanted and needed. They just needed your smile, your love, your sparkle from your eyes. Maybe that smile alone saved somebody's life. So it goes back to, we just never know. We never know how we can affect, right? The cause and effect, right? We have no idea how words, how our writings, how our story, perhaps this story, can change somebody else's life to expand, to evolve, to become more courageous, to become more of who they are, become more of who you are, right? We have no idea. But is it our responsibility to share out and share out the wisdom, share out our experiences, share out our trials, our tribulations, our detours, our shit days, our really good days, All of that encompasses who we are and why we're here and how we can help each other. Um, I think it's more prevalent than ever to reach out a helping hand, to reach out our sympathy when someone is just sympathy, empathy, encouraging word, our compassion, our heart, our love to people that are in need, are in a difficult place. And I think when we do that without expecting anything, without strings attached, right? If we can do it authentically, I think that is a beautiful gift. I think it's an amazing gift that we can give each other. And we can give this gift, with our time, with our encouragement, our words, our writings, our paintings, whatever it is, our sessions, if we offer sessions, helping hand in any which way. And that synergy that is created just as the day it was created when we went on our field trip, that prompt of yes, that answer of oh yeah, it's just that offering. you know. I just think it's so encouraging. I think it's so inspirational if we can do more of that. you know. I think a lot of us, and I've witnessed this and experienced this in the last couple months, when we're in the moment, it's all fun and great, and we feel so good, and we promise the moon and the stars, and then there's no follow through. What does that do for the other person? Because when we're not in full alignment with our integrity, what happens? There's a breakdown. And if I say to you, "Oh yes, absolutely, I will do this," and then I don't do it, right? What does that do? It breaks the momentum, right? It breaks down the momentum. It breaks down the energy because the energy can be so incredibly strong and the momentum moving forward, like a steam train, it's the go, 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 right? Locomotion. Um, it can just be full speed ahead, right? And then it's the derailment that you have to get back on track, back on track, back on track. But it's exhausting, right? It is exhausting. So, how can we be more mindful of being present, being in integrity with our word, with our deeds, with what we say, with what we do? Right? And when we experience these challenges, let's say challenges, what do we do with that? Do we let it deter you? Do we let it derail us and then we feel, well, wasn't that important, right? Mm. I think that's a disservice to ourselves because we will find the right people. We will find our yeses, right? When we are in alignment with no thoughts, no expectations, right? I think it's when we get swept up in the encouragement of others, when they are swept up in their encouragement, and then they get derailed, right? So then you're derailed. So, how can we react and not react? Right? How can we get back on track immediately and be encouraging and find the people that will encourage you? Right? That's the synergy. And yeah, I think I'm going off a little bit, but to get back on track, I think that's the key focal point of, you know, remaining true to yourself and get back in alignment when you're off and listen to your messages and be true to yourself because you never know. You never know what your amazing work will do for someone else and where that will go and where that will expand. Right? And you will find the people that will encourage you and honor you and trust you. And mm, yeah. So I'll leave you with that. I hope this was inspirational for you, um, to share your stories, to share your experiences, and to know that you wouldn't experience it you would not experience what you are right here and right now if it wasn't important. I don't view things as frivolous and by chance. Things happen for a reason, just as the seasons happen for a reason. Everything is meticulously orchestrated in this divine synergy. And when we know that for a fact, time and time again, when we do have these experiences, when we're receiving, we're listening, and all of this amazement is coming in, we build our backbone, right? We become stronger and stronger and stronger. And we gain that knowledge, we gain that wisdom to share with others. So I'll leave you with that. Yeah, any comments, questions, please leave here in the comment section. And thank you again for joining me today. I'm Karina Angela, and this is Trying Healing. Thank you.